Every child born is unique and different. That's why we discourage our common tendency to compare one child with another child. When two children are compared, the consequence most of the time could be counterproductive, such as either the child will be diminished or, alternatively, an unrealistic persona will be created which will develop unhealthy pride. Through the story of the Pharisee and the tax collector, Jesus introduces a pride-filled Pharisee who compared himself to his fellow Jew with contempt and pride. In Jesus' time, Pharisees were heroes to the ordinary people and were well regarded by everybody in the society, whereas the tax collectors were considered as villains. It is interesting to see how their position swapped in Jesus' parable. The tax collector becomes justified before God, and the Pharisee goes home rejected in the eyes of God. Through this parable, Jesus puts another example before us to show how the first become the last and the last first. We may ask why Jesus holds up the tax collectors and sinners even when everybody condemned them. The Pharisees asked Jesus' disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" I think that Jesus knew of the tax collectors' self-awareness about their poor choices and of their awareness of the need of God's grace in their lives. Though they were wrong in their past, they are serious about their failures and humble enough to say, "Have mercy on me, God, I'm a sinner." The attraction of this story is truly the openness of the tax collector to the gratuity of God's grace. When we, like the Pharisee, look at the world around us and comment how rotten and sinful others are and how malicious the church is, we admit that the self-righteousness of Pharisees were not something to be attributed only to Jesus' time, since we have the same attitude in us. Jesus himself was a Jew who practiced their required customs and the law. He said, "I have come not to abolish the law, but to fulfill them." However, he questioned the attitude of people, especially of the leaders of the community who practiced rituals, neglecting the intention and meaning of the law, compassion and love towards the other. Through this parable, Jesus tells us quite positively that only if we have translated our prayers, worships, and religious practices into the expected qualities of Jesus' discipleship, namely compassion, love, and empathy, we will become acceptable and justified in God's eye.